media relations.
Let's go live right now to Halton Police, who's updating the media on a deadly shooting in a parking lot in Burlington. Let's listen.
So last evening at approximately 8:30 p.m., our officers responded to the Mandarin Plaza here with regards to a shooting incident that had occurred. Unfortunately, an adult male was shot and pronounced deceased after traveling to hospital. Our investigators are currently working on this case, obviously. We don't have a lot of details to share at this time. We will provide some more updates as they do come along. But for right now, we unfortunately do have one male deceased, and that shooting did occur last night at approximately 8:30 p.m. here in the Mandarin parking lot.
There's footage of the scene that shows a black pickup truck that with what appears to be bullet holes in it, some kind of broken windows. Was that involved in any way in the shooting? In what way?
Yeah, that vehicle was obviously nearby. I don't have any information on how that is connected currently, but that is forming part of the investigation right now.
Can you tell us a little bit about the victim, his age, name, where he's from?
I don't have any personal details on the victim right now. The victim is, all I can say currently is he's an adult male.
Officer, can you address the fact that this was a targeted shooting, that your officers made an assessment that was targeted?
Yeah, it was a targeted shooting with regards to the assessment at the scene. That's all the information I have currently on that. It does seem that this gentleman was the target of the shooter. Nobody else has been injured. There are no other reported injuries.
And the black truck that my colleague just mentioned, are you looking for that vehicle, or do you have that in your custody?
I believe the one you're referring to was the one that was in the parking lot. Yeah.
Were any of these businesses, were they in any of these businesses prior, or any of them involved?
We do believe that he was dining at the Mandarin restaurant at the time.
Suspect description at all?
Nothing currently. That's something we're still working on. Our investigators are working on that for you.
Describe the scene that you were walking into. I mean, the restaurant was still open. There must have been families, people still dining inside. What was that like, having a shooting happen just right outside of such a public place?
Yeah, of course. It's going to be traumatic, I'm sure, for everybody that was there. It's not something that you're going to expect when you're dining at a restaurant to have something like that occur. So, again, it would be a traumatic experience. I can only imagine, never having experienced that myself, what people must have gone through having that occur right in front of them like that, or close proximity. But obviously, that's something our officers would have to deal with upon arrival, which obviously adds to the chaos of a scene like that.
Was there some sort of dispute in the Mandarin or out in here in the parking lot?
I don't have any information on a dispute that had occurred.
And were there multiple shots fired?
I don't have any information on the amount of shots, but I can tell you that the gentleman was shot.
Are you looking for witnesses, of course?
Of course, we are looking for witnesses. We are looking for dash cam video from the area around the time of the shooting, so we're appealing for that currently. But again, we'll provide some more updates as we receive those and get them out to our friends in the media.
Yeah, and this is Halton Region's second homicide, really since 2023, we're hearing. I'm wondering if you can address that.
It is. We're very fortunate to be living in the community that we have here. It's a very safe community, so when these things do happen, it is very tragic. It is the second homicide of 2025 for us. Obviously, we hope that's going to be the last, but we're going to be working diligently to try and solve this one.
Any indication that this was involved, some sort of involvement with organized crime or anything like that?
That's speculation right now. It would be something that would form part of any investigation, so we would be looking at that with our investigators.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Looking for 1 second.
So, Jamie, the officer just provided an update, and in fairness to the officer, a lot of times they don't have a lot of information because this is a brand new investigation, and the information is flowing into the investigators. So, the main takeaway from this is reassurance that the officer is here, letting the community know that the Halton police are actively investigating this targeted homicide. The officer said that it was 8:30 last night when the victim was dining at the Mandarin restaurant, and when he got into the parking lot, he was shot multiple times. There is no suspect descriptions right now, and again, that's because it's very early on in this investigation. There's lots of video surveillance. They're looking for witnesses as well, so if you were in this area going back to around 4 p.m. yesterday and you have information, you are being asked to give Halton Region a call. Targeted homicide, though, that's very important for the community. Random homicides typically have more of an effect on the community because they fear that they may be the next victim and it might affect their quality of life. All homicides are tragic, no doubt about it. But a targeted homicide certainly has the tendency to alleviate the concerns of a community because it's targeted, not just a random homicide whereby anybody could be the next victim. I'll send it back to you.
Thanks for the update, Steve.